Hi, it's Mitch from Pickdawgz.com here with your free pick in the Iowa versus Washington State college basketball matchup on Friday, November 15th, 2024. If you like all the free picks we do at Pickdawgz, you'll love our premium picks, our best bets. Just head on over to Pickdawgz.com, click on the premium picks tab. I've also got a link directly below this video in the description. Prices start at just $15, and you can use that discount code PICK for an additional 15% off. We also have products meant for people that make bigger bets, people with big bankrolls looking for that VIP concierge style service. We offer these products. They're just not available on the website. Easy to get, though. You just got to text the number you see on the screen. Just remember, these products are custom made, so these are also our most expensive premium products. But let's get to it. Iowa taking on Washington State, a battle of unbeatens. Of course, Washington State out of the Pac-12, but, kind of doing their own thing this season. I think they'll figure it out as time goes on. But remember, this was a team that won last year in the NCAA tournament, won an opening round game, and then ended up losing in the round of 32. And then right after that, their coach bolted and took the Stanford job as the Pac-12 was dissolving. And the thing is that, Washington State, they lost a lot of their players from last year's team, basically almost the whole team. But at the same time, their coach that they brought in from Eastern Washington brought in a lot of his players from his team, 4 of his top 6 scorers. So, they have some guys that can play and score. And, Eastern Washington was certainly a team that could play and put points on the board, and they always have been. And that's why, that's how you get the Washington State job. Meanwhile, Iowa comes in and so far 3-0 on the season. They haven't covered the spread. They haven't really looked all that convincing in their games. But, they've played well enough to get the wins, and they've dominated. It's just they've laid gigantic numbers, 30, 26, 19 and a half. So even in this game, they're still laying a pretty decent number, but not quite the numbers that we're used to seeing. Washington State, has been a little more dominating in their games, maybe a little lighter schedule, but they did take out Bradley as 2.5-point favorites, winning that one by 17. They beat Idaho badly, by 23 points in that one, and put 100 on the board against Portland State. When you look at when you look at the Washington offense overall, it's kind of like the Eastern Washington offense where these guys can push it and put points on the board. So they're shooting 49.5% from the floor, and they're also shooting 37.1% from beyond the arc, and they're also taking a lot of shots. So when you look at the number of three-pointers that they've made, even though they're 101st in three-point shooting percentage, still very, very good. I mean, you got to remember how many teams there are. They're 52nd in three-pointers made. So a lot of fast trips, a lot of shots. Meanwhile, this is a team that plays at that pace, but also hits a lot of free throws, 77.6%, which for the college game is off the hook. Meanwhile, the Iowa defense has been very susceptible, allowing teams to shoot 46.2% from the floor against them, and teams are also shooting over 30% from the perimeter against them. Meanwhile, the Iowa offense, though, has been very, very efficient, putting points on the board, 41% from beyond the arc and 51% from the floor, which is very, it's off the chain. But they've played against way overmatched opponents. Meanwhile, Washington State defensively kind of very much middle of the road, as teams have, had to push the pace against them because that's the style that they play. I think this is going to be an interesting game because styles make fights, they say in boxing, and styles also make games. And these are two totally different styles. Kind of like the way Washington State stacks up here, especially getting the points. I'm going to take Washington State, and that's going to be my free pick. Of course, while you're doing your picks, putting your bets in, be sure to use our free betting tools at sportschatplace.com. 100% free, and they'll help put you on the most favorable bets on the board today.